A very happy day to all of you. I am Dr. B. Sahana from the Department of English, and today we are going to deal with the topic abstract writing. So basically, what is abstract writing? Abstract writing is nothing but a concise statement of what is actually written in a thesis or an article. It's actually an original piece of work and not an excerpted piece from the article or a research thesis. And an abstract writing should be fully self-contained. It should not be taken from bits and pieces from the research article or from the thesis. It should be written, it should be self-explanatory, and it should be written on your own. So the basic functions of abstract writing. The chief function of abstract writing is to describe and not evaluate or defend the thesis or an article. For example, if you are writing an article, a research article or a thesis, you are supposed to give a proper abstract comprising of say 150 to 250 words, and do not actually defend what you are trying to say. The abstract writing should begin with a brief but a precise statement of the problem or issue. It should contain a research hypothesis statement, and it should contain the major findings and the conclusions that you've reached. So these are the basic contents of the abstract writing. So the first is the background information. So from where have you started? How did you arrive at this particular topic? And what are the central questions or statement of the problem the research addresses? That is, it's basically your research hypothesis. Whether it's for the article or it's for the research paper or for a thesis, it depends on the hypothesis statement that you've chosen for the particular research, and what previous research has been done or shown in the other articles. That is, whether somebody else previously, apart from you, whether somebody else has already chosen this particular topic, has chosen this particular area of research, and why have you chosen it again? The reason why have you re-established, why have you chosen this topic again is what you are going to mention here. And the goals for the present research includes, why is it important to address these questions? That is, you will have the 5 W's, what, when, where, why and how. The 5 W's and 1 H. So you will be addressing all those questions, and in case you are dwelling with a new topic, then you will have to come up with various examples, and you will have to state as to why you have chosen this particular topic, the reasons for choosing this particular topic, and why is this particular topic that you have chosen is worth examining, whether you have chosen it for a specific reason or whether what type of research you want to conduct, what type of result do you want to convey to the readers is what you will have to mention in the topic worth examining. And there is something called research gap. Whether it's a thesis or an article or any other paper published, you will have something called research gap. So you will have to mention, say at the end of the article, you will have to mention at the end of the article, you will be mentioning say 4 or 5 questions of research gaps. These are all the points that I have not dwelt with in this particular research, and I leave it for future scope of research. So we'll continue with the rest of the contents of the abstract. So the various methodologies used. So whether it's going to be quantitative method, whether it's going to be qualitative method. Quantitative method is your statistics, your data, your collection, your questionnaire. That includes your quantitative method. Whereas qualitative method is your analysis. So how far you are analyzing the thesis, and whether you have used, you can also combine your quantitative with qualitative to a certain extent, saying with these statistics I arrive at this conclusion. Important findings and results. So at the end of your research article, while you prepare an abstract, you will be knowing what kind of result have you arrived at, what kind of result have you concluded. So you will be mentioning all that in the abstract. and significance or implications of the present research. So how will this research of yours be useful for the future learners? How this research, how this article or this thesis will be useful for the next generation learners or the readers. And the word limit for every abstract should not increase more than 150 to 200 words. It should always be, because abstract is a very brief summary of what you've written in the exact thesis or an article. So it should not exceed more than 150 to 200 words, and it should be easily understandable to the readers as well. These are the various examples for abstract writing. There are 3 examples that I mentioned. So these are the various examples, and you will also find the types of abstract. So what are the different types of abstract? The first type of abstract is the indicative abstract, which is a very short piece of an article or a research paper. It can also be a publication or an article. The second type of abstract is the informative abstract, which includes your scientific abstract, which is mainly for science related areas. And the third type of abstract is evaluative abstract, and evaluative abstracts are nothing but it's otherwise known as critical abstracts, which are subjective. That is, when you give your piece of information or when you give your piece of opinion on a particular topic that has already been done, that has already been researched, is what is called as evaluative abstracts. At the end of the abstract writing, which comprises of, as I mentioned earlier, which comprises of somewhere between 150 and 200 words, below that you will have something called keywords. So from your entire article, you will pick out the keywords and you will be mentioning it below the abstract, so that it will be easier for the researcher, for the reader to actually go through the keywords, and if they find it important when they cite your article or your thesis, those keywords will help them find whether the article is important for them or not. Thank you.